organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, big change, a huge milestone for the transgender community in Iowa.
And night owls find out what local businesses are up early in the morning.
It's Champ Week in college hoops.
Find out in sports what Iowa expects in the Big Ten tournament.
Happy Tuesday, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Alana Neal.
And I'm Jeremy Meyer.
Discrimination against gender identity and expression are now added to Iowa's hate crimes. The Iowa Senate passed the bill today with a 27-21 vote. Adding gender expression and identity discrimination to the law will now give transgender Iowans legal protection from discrimination. The bill is currently making its way to the Iowa House of Representatives.
Studies predict that almost 1 million immigrants will apply for citizenship in the United States in 2016. And this is largely linked to Republican frontrunner Donald Trump. A February 25th poll from Univision and the Washington Post reported that 80% of Latino voters are not a fan of Trump. Being unfavored by minority communities of the United States, Trump is boosting the amount of citizenship applications. Now, the candidate's controversial comments talking about the Latino population have pushed more legal immigrants to apply for U.S. citizenship.
Every year, 20 million new sexually transmitted infections are diagnosed. Keaton Fuller went out with some help to find out how informed college students are about the issue.
It's hardly shocking that according to the American College Health Association, 75% of college students have engaged in sexual activity in the last year. What is disturbing, however, is that only 35% have been tested for sexually transmitted infections, or STIs. Nursing student Genevieve Decker thinks this could be the result of students being uninformed.
And because we are students, a lot of us may not be able to work full-time or part-time, so we may think we lack the financial resources. And I also believe that some people don't know that there is a threat on campus.
So I went out with Genevieve and a group of her fellow nursing students to see how much University of Iowa students know about their sexual health.
What are 3 things you can do to prevent condom breakage?
Condom breakage, abstinence, wait till marriage, and put it on safely.
Do not double up on that. That's a no-no.
What is contraception?
Pretty sure, yeah, contraception just means not letting the baby, I don't know, like not letting a pregnancy or the baby, anything with the baby occur.
Isn't that like the techniques?
It's birth control, condoms, let's see what else, abstinence.
Yep.
If you are sexually active, here are a few quick tips to stay safe and healthy. Get tested at least once a year by places like Student Health here on campus. Use protection and understand how to properly use that protection. By making yourself educated, we can all do our part to lower the risk of STIs on our campus. Keaton Fuller, Daily Iowan TV.
Pedestrian deaths were at an all-time high in 2015. There were almost 2,500 pedestrians killed within the first 6 months of the year. Researchers still have to analyze data for the rest of the calendar and say if this trend continues for all of 2015, it would be the largest year-to-year increase in pedestrian deaths since 1975. The growing use of cell phones while driving and walking is one possible cause of the deaths, along with people being more encouraged to walk outside due to warm weather.
And speaking of warm weather, Jeremy, I actually walked into my house and put on a winter jacket without checking the weather, and you can guess that I was burning up.
A lot of people wearing shorts and flip-flops around campus today. I think perhaps the winter may be behind us. For more on the weather, let's go to the weather studio where Becca Skadden is standing by. Becca?
That's right, guys. It's starting to feel more like summer than spring break here in Iowa City, and the warm temperatures will continue. Tomorrow morning, we're looking at temps around 51 degrees, warming up to 58 degrees by the afternoon. Tomorrow night, temperatures will cool off slightly to around 50 degrees. Taking a look at the rest of our week, Thursday, we have a It's Thursday, we have a high of 58 degrees with a low of 38 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Friday, the high moves up to 62 degrees and a low of 43 with partly cloudy skies. Moving into the weekend, we see rain for Saturday, but the temps are staying up in the high 50s. Sunday, we see more rain with the high moving up to 63 degrees. And good news for those of you staying in Iowa City next week. Monday, we have a high of 65 degrees with no rain. Get out there and enjoy the weather, Iowa City. Jeremy and Alana, back to you.
A large trend on campus is now officially setting up shop. Lululemon is coming to Iowa City. The yoga apparel shop is setting up a showroom this spring on the corner of Bloomington Street downtown. It will feature core merchandise, and the store hopes to do outreach projects with yoga studios and triathlons, all in the hopes of promoting an active lifestyle. If the store is successful after 1 year, they plan to open it permanently.
Some stores around Iowa City are open all hours, day and night. That means they have to balance their own work with the customers, even in the early hours of the day. Daily Iowan TV reporter Zhao Li spoke with employees shouldering these early morning shifts.
A lot of stores in Iowa open 24 hours long, like the one sitting here right now, Hearst Donuts. It's almost sitting 3 o'clock in the morning. Now let's go see what the employees are doing in the early morning.
Right now we are decorating donuts. They're basketball donuts. They're for a fundraising event that we're doing.
You want to make sure you get a good coating on the donut. Sometimes if you're too easy or too soft with it, then it doesn't get a solid coating.
Surprisingly, Hearst Donuts do have a decent amount of customers during night hours, according to Paige, the co-owner of the company, although it is not as many as it is during their normal hours.
We have a night crowd of donut shops. People actually get late night sugar cravings, so they come in at like 1 or 2 in the morning. Our lowest hour is about 3 to 4, and that's when we're able to get more of the cleaning aspect done throughout the night, but overnight's more full production.
Overnight crew is very important for the store because it sets up the other shifts for the next day. So how many people are actually working during late night or early morning hours?
About 5 overnight, yeah. And then on a normal shift during the day, we have anywhere from 7 to 13.
But what do the employees usually do when there's no customers coming in?
Get all of the donuts prepared for the morning time. So when customers come in, they see a full variety.
Choose a job you love and you will never feel like working a day in your life.
I want to make the best looking donut.
Now, Alana, it is championship week in the world of sports, and Iowa baseball today looking like a champion in their home opener across the river, 28-0 in 7 innings over Northwestern College.
That's right. It looks like the Hawkeyes are killing it. Let's go ahead and toss it over to Colin and Katie in the sports studio.
Thanks, guys. The men's basketball Big Ten tournament is only 1 day away in Indianapolis.
That's right, and Iowa got that 1 day bye, so they will play the winner of Illinois and Minnesota on Thursday after the noon game.
Monday night, the Big Ten announced first team and second team, third team, and honorable mention for all Big Ten teams. And Iowa walked away with 4 players on those respective all Big Ten teams.
Peter Jock and Jared Utoff earned top honors, Utoff earning first team and all defensive team by coaches, while Jock earned second team.
Mike Gazelle and Adam Woodbury earned honorable mentions by the media to close out Iowa's honors. You know, it's kind of nice to see those guys get recognized, especially after such a great season, especially Utah. It was such a great season for those guys.
Oh yeah, so impressive. And Katie Reber and Taylor Brooks were at Carver Hawkeye Arena earlier Tuesday, not necessarily for those individual honors, but instead for the road to the Big Ten tourney.
Thanks, Katie and Colin. The last 2 seasons for Iowa, they have gotten out in that first game of the Big Ten tournament on that Thursday, so Thursdays might be cursed, but hopefully not this year.
Right, and nothing really specific they are working on, just staying consistent and being able to execute down the stretch.
Well, you got to take care of the ball. You got to come down and get good shots. You got to rebound.
Now they will play the winner of Illinois and Minnesota, 2 teams that Iowa only played once this year. So as for prepping for those 2, just honestly looking at both teams and what they've done since they've played them.
Absolutely, and Illinois with their size and depth, really strong team, very dangerous.
It's been a while since we played Illinois, and then we played Minnesota after that. And Minnesota's team obviously is different with the 3 suspensions and Joey King breaking his foot.
Now, aside from the Big Ten tournament, the NCAA tournament is next week. Iowa's definitely in. Iowa State is definitely in. And now UNI, as they just won the Missouri Valley Championship a couple days ago.
Yes, definitely no surprise for these Iowa teams. They've been pretty strong all year, so definitely good representation of the state of Iowa.
Definitely.
I don't think anybody's surprised about that. I mean, they're all really good teams. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's what I kind of expected. I thought, we didn't play Northern Iowa this year, but I've been really impressed with that team all year long.
That will do it for Katie and I outside of Carver Hawkeye Arena. Colin, the other Katie, back to you.
Thanks, Katie and Taylor. Colin, we've definitely got an exciting Big Ten tournament ahead of us.
It's definitely going to be a crazy one. There will also be a group of guys at the tournament that don't get the limelight, usually.
Taylor Brooks tells us about 7 guys a part of this Iowa basketball program that like to stay behind the scenes.
While most people think it's the players in the jerseys who are the most prominent to a basketball program,
there's actually hundreds of people a part of this operation, but a special 7 guys
who like to call themselves the managers.
What's unique about Iowa managers that's different from school to school, we have 7 managers that are essentially full-time. They have about 15 to 20 managers.
Everyone likes to think it's special to their program. I think the program that Coach McCaffrey's put together and just kind of the environment and atmosphere, it's incredible.
You get to see how a Big Ten program works.
But it isn't always easy, as it's a 24-hour, 7 days a week commitment.
There's a lot of days that I come in and it just feels like practice.
I think having a job holds you more accountable for what you do, but it's also so much fun that it's something that you love to do. It's just really a special experience that I never even thought it would have been possible.
Literally, I wake up, go to class, go straight here, and then I finally am done with my day, like every single day almost.
From practice to a game, being a part of this team is...
And just connected to the University of Iowa because it's a place that I've loved ever since I was little, and I've always wanted to be a Hawk.
I've learned more with this job just in life skills than anything I've ever done.
It's just so humbling to know that I was a part of something that was so much bigger than myself.
And there's a little room for some fun.
I am a manager, but I'm also the #1 fan of the team, and I will not let anybody say that they're a bigger Hawkeye basketball fan than me.
We are, and I don't think anyone would deny it, we are a very weird bunch. We speak in random accents to each other at different times.
Let's go. Today, we're going to talk about managing for power.
When I describe myself to people sometimes, I think I'm the most wildest person that anyone's ever met. I'm known for singing, dancing, everything, the whole shebang. I actually got on a 1-game suspension because it didn't go hard enough, I guess, for all my fans out there. So I took the Indiana game off, but brought it back.
I think I have everything I need in order to be a basketball manager. Reporting inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, Taylor Brooks, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Taylor talked so much about how incredible those guys were, and I can see exactly why.
Exactly, and there's a little scholarship money involved in that too.
And going back to individual recognition, Tuesday, Peter Jock and Jared Utoft were named for another honor.
The 2 were named to a 10-player All-District 6 team by the United States Basketball Writers Association.
The last 2 Iowa players to receive this was Aaron White in 2015 and Roy Devin Marble in 2014.
Iowa Hoops has a lot riding on the team this week and next week in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
That's for sure. Back to you guys at the desk.
Today marks the 105th International Women's Day, an event that began when 15,000 women marched through New York City demanding voting rights and better working conditions.
Now, each year it's a theme, and for this year it's 50-50 by 2030, and that's all about putting an expiration date on gender inequality. Well, that's a wrap for Daily Iowan TV. I'm Jeremy Meyer.
And I'm Alana Neal. Be sure to check us out on our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest news. Have a good night.
You can always find current and past Daily Iowan stories at dailyiowan.com. The Daily Iowan is now on TV, online, and in your pocket. If it happens, it's news to us.